David, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Rory. How are you?
Really, really good. Such a pleasure to talk to you. Gonna kick off with a cliche but necessary question. What is your favorite scary movie of all time?
My favorite scary movie of all time is not a horror movie. My favorite scary movie is John Boorman's film Deliverance. Scares the crap out of me. I think about it every day since I saw it when I was 13 years old, and it's haunted me. It's haunted my dreams. It's haunted every camping trip and canoe trip I've taken in my life. Yeah.
It'll do that. It'll do that. While I was sitting watching The Exorcist Believer, I was kind of reminiscing because The Exorcist, the original one, was banned in Ireland until 1998,
Is that
which
true?
feels,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, which feels way too recent for a movie to like still be banned. But I guess it has a lot to do with how religious we were up until quite recently. I was just
Right.
curious, like, what your reaction might be to the idea of, a horror movie being banned simply for having specific kind of religious connotations.
It's interesting, but I think the world and our culture, our perspective of spirituality, that it evolves so much in our politics as well. So I'm always fascinated by movies that are received in that way. Some controversial. What Friedkin did in 1973 to me feels so authentic and in many ways respectful, particularly of Catholicism. And from my understanding, from so many people I know, that movie scared them so bad they went to church on Sunday. I think there's a conversation to be had there about the value of filmmaking in fear, and when we're looking to our spiritual foundations for hope and belief and faith and reason for existing, and the questions that we have of what comes after. I think movies are a valuable way to present these things. And I don't know a greater value in turning towards strength and connection and protection than to be afraid of something.
On top of like the actual like character connections, the strongest kind of connective tissue for this to the original one was this very kind of interesting and unique intersectionality between religion and belief with science, with burgeoning sexuality almost, because obviously it's teenage girls and that's kept over from the first one as well. Is that an interesting space to be making this story within, because it is viable to go off in any one direction, but you get to play within them all in this one?
I think it's great human drama to find vulnerable people and possession, however you want to look at it. Our story is about demons infecting two young ladies, but possession can be found in so many forms depending on your perspective. But that is part of what I find in those vulnerable chapters of our lives when we're susceptible to other voices, not just demons, but concepts, religions and beliefs and spiritual systems that can get into our minds and in many ways be very positive and other times be negative.
And just one final one, if that's okay. Did anything creepy or spooky happen while you were making this one?
Nothing you can put into words, but there was such intense spiritual conversation happening, particularly in that climax, which was many days. And so you're bringing not just the context of the film, but you're bringing the genuine spirituality within each of the different actors in the ensemble and the crew that's around holding the boom mic and pushing the dolly. And there was an energy during those sequences that was really undescribable. And for the most part, it was really powerful. But then other times you would have to just shut down and take a lunch break and everybody go get a breath of fresh air. Luckily, our two young actresses, Lydia and Olivia, were that sunshine, and so they could snap out of character real quick and sing and dance and just bring that light back into the room when we needed it.
Fantastic. David, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Good talking to you.
One girl lives, one girl dies.
You get to choose.